Okay, as I mentioned before, these are skits that I wrote about 25 to 30 years ago for a Christian college group, and they're videotapes. You can find them on the YouTube site known as CCF 90s Skit Nostalgia. If you want to watch this without commentary, be warned, a lot of evangelical cringe. And basically, at the end of this month, I'm going to compile this all together and talk about my experiences as a skit writer there for a particular episode. Anyway, this is, of course, Charlie Brown. And honestly, I love doing this sketch because I love Charlie Brown and the whole Peanuts gang, and I'll say it. I know it sounds like another word. But yeah, basically, I don't know. I just thought this was their first sketch that we did in our new building because at the time, this church I was going to, Living Faith Fellowship, had just constructed this new big facility, and this was the first CCF we had there. And so I guess I wanted to knock it out of the park with this sketch, and I think I kind of did, honestly. So here's the deal with Charlie Brown. You either know it or you don't. And the one thing I discovered is that most people usually have a knowledge of this, but I read a lot of Charlie Brown growing up, so I felt I kind of really understood this character. The thing about Charlie Brown that a lot of people kind of, I think, really get wrong is Charlie Brown is not an everyman character. He's a very specific type of character. And I have to admit, the person who's playing Charlie Brown isn't really like Charlie Brown, but still does a pretty good job. I mean, and one of the things I liked about this sketch is the thing about the Charlie Brown characters is we never saw them grow up. We have no idea what they're like, and I just kind of like went out of my way to kind of create this thing. And now I've actually heard that there's a play where somebody made the Charlie Brown characters grow up, and it was like a really dark view of them. And I don't think that's really good. We got Snoopy in here, but if you're a big Snoopy fan, you're not going to see much of him here. He's kind of just doing that. And yeah, we had to do the effect where he sleeps on top of the doghouse, because why wouldn't we do that? That's, I think, a real doghouse, and I think we screwed like a board on top of that so he could do that effect. And then we covered that with construction paper. A lot of the props in this thing were really homemade. Like some of the shirts, I think I made with like a lot of electrical tape, like Charlie Brown's little characteristic zigzag. You kind of got to get that there. And so, yeah, and as I recall, since this building was under construction, there was a lot of just stuff lying around. And, yeah, so I must have used so much construction tape on just that shirt alone and some others that we never even used. I think I tried one for Peppermint Patty and Linus and never really made it, but honestly, I kind of like that. Some of these characters would still wear the same thing, and some of them just wouldn't. I just thought, okay, that worked out really well. Sometimes it's this. Oh yeah, she mentions Billy and Jeffrey from the Family Circus. This is like some sort of Funny Pages University. It's like a Sunday Funnies connected universe. I was really ahead of its time. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, by the way, this is kind of a little joke amongst the thing with if you've ever read the comic, Peppermint Patty didn't know that Snoopy was like not a kid, and I just kind of made fun of that. So a lot of people that don't know that, they just kind of make up stuff here. By the way, I kind of did that little Woodstock there. We actually had somebody in that doghouse to bring out Woodstock, and so we could do that little line. And I found out they stayed in that doghouse after the sketch was over. And by the time we removed it from the stage to do a musical number or something like that, they were still in that doghouse for like, I don't know, like a half hour while Pastor Phil talked on stage here. Here's Schroeder, the guy that always played Beethoven on that little piano all the time perfectly. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of making Schroeder like this guy who has abandoned his old musical pursuits for the sake of modern day stuff. I actually kind of think that's an interesting take on the character. This is one character on the Peanuts who never really got much development, honestly. So I don't know. I just kind of added him on there just cause. So yeah. I don't know. And I always liked it when they had this actor. He was really good about throwing himself in the role. Oh yeah. No, yeah. There's a reference to Dennis the Menace and Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Calvin and Hobbes on like the internet. Period. Okay, then we finally get Lucy in here. Now, the thing is, when I did this, when I wrote the script for this, and yeah, I did. This is one of those where we didn't all get together and come up with lines. I wrote the script and basically, yeah, told everyone what to do. But the thing is that I didn't like about this is the people who were approving the cast and they wanted rewrites. The rewrites they wanted were really terrible. What they did is they cast this person whose real name is Sally, because I think they thought the character was Sally from the comic strip and not Lucy. Now Lucy and Sally are like two different characters, and I couldn't figure out how did they get that wrong. And I don't know. It's like those people that mix up Star Wars and Star Trek. You know, it's just like that. I mean, it's like if you grew up with it and you know this stuff, then you know it. So it's weird when I saw that happen. And I think I took the rewrites and I simply just rewrote them back to however the way it was. By the way, I really like the line about the whole football and the fact that he stopped falling for that when he was a sophomore in high school. I always liked that line. So, and yeah, and I really like this whole thing with the whole psychologist thing. That was always kind of one of my favorite things about Charlie Brown and Lucy's relationship is the fact that Lucy had that thing. It really made a lot of sense to me, but yeah. Okay, so now as typical as my sketches, once we get the comedy out of the way, we got to get the message involved. And yeah, I say that with a little bit of derision because this last part, I had to admit, was kind of weird. But hey, you know, that odd thing. Never could get them to say that right, but if you've watched enough Peanuts on television, you know that sound they used to make. So here Charlie Brown calls his father, and if you don't get it, this father is supposed to be his father God, and for some reason talks like all the adults in Peanuts. I think it's funny that Charlie Brown talks back with that language. I think that was just a last-minute addition, which I don't really think really works, but hey, I don't know. I'm not really sure what point we're trying to make. But I think the point I'm trying to make is like, hey, if you have a choice to make, you got to go to God to have God make that choice for you, which is a little bit problematic. But yeah, I'll get to that when I talk about this in the episode. Hey, hope you enjoyed the sketch. And I will end with the funny dancing because Charlie Brown, why not? Still love it.